No one goes to heaven when they die. Hear the matter as it is written, and let no man speak beyond the scriptural record. For decades many have spoken smooth-sounding lies, saying that when a person dies, they rise upward and enter into their reward in heaven. Yet this saying is not found in the Holy Scriptures. This, in fact, is a lie formed from the imagination of people who refuse to submit to what is written in Scripture. The Scriptures declare plainly, "For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything." Again it is written, "There is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest." Therefore, since the dead know nothing, then who is it that claims that they speak, they rejoice, or that they ascend to heaven, or descend to hell? Since there is no knowledge in the grave, then every doctrine that gives activity to the dead in the grave stands against what is written, and is therefore a lie. Yahweh Almighty formed man from the dust of the ground, and the sentence was declared without alteration, "For dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return." Not ascend, not depart into another realm of awareness, but return to the dust. The breath of life goes forth, the body returns, and on that very day his thoughts perish. This is not a mystery. This is judgment spoken from the very beginning. Very simple. You have to be an educated idiot to mess this up. Yet men and women resist the simplicity of the word. They have clothed death in a suit of false comfort, teaching clueless people to look for an immediate reward. But the Scriptures correct this error without hesitation. The prophet declared, "Many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake." He did not say they are awake already. He did not say they had ascended anywhere. He said they sleep, and they shall awake. Sleep is without awareness. Sleep is without action. Sleep awaits an awakening. Yeshua the Messiah himself spoke with clarity, and there is no excuse for ignorance where he has spoken plainly. So pay very close attention. Concerning Lazarus, he said, "Our friend Lazarus sleepeth." And when they did not understand, he removed all confusion and said to them directly, "Lazarus is dead." Therefore, death is as sleep, and sleep is the state of everyone that is dead. Not reigning somewhere, not ascending somewhere, not receiving a reward somewhere, but waiting to be awakened. If any lying preacher still contends with the truth, let them answer to the words of Yeshua Messiah, "And no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven." No man? Not one? There is no exception written. If any doctrine taught or preached places people in heaven at death, it stands in direct contradiction to the testimony written in the Word they claim to follow. Now consider King David, a man after Yahweh's own heart, a king and a prophet. Yet it is written of him, "He is both dead and buried." And again, David is not ascended into the heavens. If David has not ascended, who then has gone? Shall a servant rise above the king whom Yahweh established? The answer is evident, but so-called adults these days have to have every word spelled out, or their insightfulest minds just won't grasp the simplest explanation. The truth is not hidden, it is simply rejected. The appointed order has already been declared. For as in Adam all die, even so in Messiah shall all be made alive. But every man in his own order, afterward they that are Messiahs at his coming. Mark these words carefully. At his coming, his servants will be made alive. Not before, not at the moment of death, at his coming. Period. Again it is written, "The Master himself shall descend from heaven, and the dead in Messiah shall rise first." If the dead must rise, then they are not already risen. If they must be called forth, then they are not already present. The voice calls them from death because they are silent. The command raises them up because they have been laid down. The time of reward is also fixed. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Master shall give me on that day. On that day, not at death. The crown is not distributed in the grave, nor at the moment the breath departs a person. It is reserved, held, and given at the appearance of Yeshua the King of Kings. The same testimony stands. Behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. If he brings the reward with him, then it has not yet been given. If it is given at his coming, then none have received it beforehand. So why then do people still continue in error? because they refuse the correction of Scripture. They prefer sayings that comfort the flesh rather than the words that align with the truth. Yet comfort built on falsehood will not stand on the day of judgment. The dead are in the ground. They are without thoughts. They are without actions. They wait until their respective call from death. Job declared it plainly. All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change comes. Wait where? Not in heaven, in the grave, hidden until the appointed time. That time is not determined by any man or woman. It is set by Yahweh Almighty and executed through Yeshua Messiah. The hour is coming in which all that are in the graves shall hear his voice and shall come forth. All that are in the graves, not in heaven, not in another realm, but in the graves. This is the correct human order: birth, life, death, the grave, sleep, waiting, the voice, the resurrection, the judgment, the reward. Let every false doctrine be cast down. Let every imagination that exalts itself against the written word be brought into subjection. For the truth does not bend to human tradition, nor does it submit to the desires of men. He that has ears to hear, let him hear what is written, and let him cease from adding to what is written. The dead do not ascend. They await the call, and when the voice of Yeshua is heard, then and only then shall they rise from the dead. In Yeshua's name, service, and right hand. So be it.